highly overrated. You just, this is the only beginning. This isn't the hard part. This is the easy part. The training part is the easy part. It's when you get out of here and then try to get up north, WWE, try to get there, the traveling, everything goes with it. It's not all it's cut out to be. Although it can be very fun, you know, if you let it be fun. You know, too many guys are, you take this serious when you need to take it serious, but you have fun doing it. I mean, if you can't get in here and have fun, then that radiates to the people. Okay, we're not in there I can go down the road and find 1 million people that can do everything y'all can do, every move in the book. Does that make them good? No. The only people you have to impress are these people out here. You have to entertain the people. You know, yeah, do you have to know what you're doing? Yes, of course. Do you have to take care of the other guy? Yes, of course. It's the people. If there's nobody in here, who are you going to wrestle with? Your buddies? You guys going to wrestle each other? That's not any fun because there's nobody in here to wrestle in front of. You know, so just, that's the one thing I'm not a move guy. I know how to do them. I can do them. I do them bigger than they need to be. I make them big. All this is a magic show. If we break this down, wrestling is a magic show. The difference between me and you is when you do the show, I can see your string. When you watch my show, you don't see the string. And you don't see the mirrors. Because I make it so big, you just take their attention away from what's happening. You know what I mean? If that makes sense at all. But I'm more of an entertainer part of this. I'm the entertainer. I'm the get over guy. The guy that will show you how to get over. And that's all, and it's really simple. A lot of people think this is hard. It's really simple. Just make these people like you or hate you in a way that gets good heat. I'm not talking if you're a heel, come down the ramp, tell everybody in here to go fuck themselves. That's not heat. That's just, hey, I have nothing else in my arsenal to do except cuss at you. You know, there's other ways to do it. And I'm just a people person. I like people. I like entertaining people. There's nothing better than getting in here and your work, make these people do whatever you want them to do. Make them cry, make them laugh, make them smile, make them do whatever you want to make them get. You can make them get up and go out there and get something to drink if you want to. You won't be around long. At least I don't want you working for me, you know, because you're not putting any asses in the seats. So it's fun. You just got to radiate that. You just got to radiate that. And to the people, that's who your audience is, the people. Not him, not me and him wrestle. He's in there for me to make these people do what I want them to do. Vice versa for him. You know, we're in there to work together to entertain these people. If he's in there just to wrestle me, we in for a long ass night. Because I don't do it. If everything you do doesn't work towards the people and taking them on the ride, it's taking them on the ride with you and taking them along with the story that you're telling. You know? Me and him go in there and tell a story, he's not good. I'm good. He doesn't know what he's doing. I know what I'm doing. But I'm going to help him get to these people to make the people either like him or not like him. Or whatever, however that works. But remember, you're working these people. You're not working me. You're not working me. I'm not working him. Then you're completely lost. You know, but the more apt he is to book you is the people you bring in here. And I'm not talking go around your neighborhood and tell everybody to come. I'm talking about your work. They want to see you. If you come here and me or Michael Elgin or he's here and they're here to see him, when they leave, make sure they talk about you. But how are you going to do that? Entertain the people. You know, that's the bottom line. As you get over, the people will get you over. People will. Not you. You in a sense, because you have to do whatever it is that you do to appeal to them. And this crowd tonight, if you work next week, isn't going to be the same next week. So you got to be able to adjust your work-wise. If me and you go back there and we lay out every single thing we do from A to Z, we lay it all out, and something goes haywire to where we get out here and start wrestling each other and the people are shitting on it, we got to go somewhere else. And if you can't go somewhere else, that's a whole nother ball of wax there. You just make sure you're versed into whatever. I mean, if it's chain wrestling or regular wrestling or spots or comedy or whatever, you just got to make sure that you can do it all, because every crowd's going to be different. They just are. You know, you're going to have different personalities and different venues. You know, and you got to be able to appeal to them, and you got to do it on the fly. You can't come out here and start, and they're not buying it. Time out. Go in the back, lay something else out, lay something else completely out. Come back out here. If they don't buy that, shit, time out. Go back there and lay something out. There's nothing wrong with getting a couple things, but if it doesn't go that way, don't get deer in headlights and don't freeze up and don't go, oh my God, this is not what we wrote on a piece of paper. This is not what we talked about. Holy crap, what do we do now? Oh, you know?
I don't know.
I certainly don't know. You don't know, I certainly don't know. So that's that, you know, that's a key to just make sure that you appeal to the people. You know? So that's, I'm going to say it a million. I can't stress that enough. It's the people you're at. These nowadays, especially nowadays, you know, they come to the show tonight. They bring, you know, Junior and the daughter and mom and mother-in-law and everybody. They're dropping $100. If they walk out of here and go, that was horrendous. I just dropped $100. I could have been at Toys R Us buying my kids toys instead of coming here. People don't want to give up the money. You got to make them want to give up the money. When they go around town and see your name on that card, they go, oh shit, oh Lord have mercy. Don't rely on, you know, we just come in for, you know, name value because it's somebody they've seen on TV. And that's cool. You should say, ooh, maybe that'll bring some more people. But it brings more people for me to do my thing and not want them to come see me. You know, if you don't have that mindset, you know, and that doesn't mean come out here and jump out the fucking ceilings, you know, pull out a revolver, put a shell in there, spin that bitch and shoot yourself in the head. That's not what that means. Work the people. That's where it's at. You know, and that was something I always did. If they, you know, you hear when you go to shows, you hear everybody, you hear the buzz out in the crowd. I'm here to see Steve Austin. I'm here to see The Rock. I'm here to see The Undertaker. That would fucking piss me off to no end. One, they didn't know who I was. Two, when they leave that son of a bitch, they better be talking about me. But what am I going to do to make them do that? What do I have to turn my shit up? And you ain't seeing me. You're not going to see me jump out of these rafters or shoot myself or do nothing. None of that shit. Not wrestling. That's for damn sure, because I'm not good at it. It's how do I make the small things that I do bigger. That's it. And that's basically what it is to it. And that's the thing to it. It's just smoke and mirrors and work these people. It's people. Fuck all that wrestling shit. It's entertainment now. It's entertainment. Entertain the people. Entertain them. You know. So that's pretty much a breakdown. I mean, you guys got questions? We'll go in here. I'd rather go in here and work and show you stuff and whatever. You know, I'll show you stuff. And believe me, what works for me is not going to work for you. You have to find what works for you. What I do, the way I throw punches, not the way he's going to throw punches. But he can throw them just as good. So could you. So could you. So could well, you can. But you can. You know what I mean? So it's just finding your niche and find things. And I always stress this too, if you see something that somebody does on TV, for God's sake, Ziggler stole all my shit. The only difference is he's on TV doing it and I'm not. I was first, but you know. But it's finding stuff that you think fits your character and fits what you do, that you can incorporate it, but put your shit on it. Put you on it. You know, don't do Tombstone. Well, don't do Tombstone at all, but if you do it, don't do it like Undertaker. Put your shit on it. You know, or as simple as dropping elbows or throwing punches or doing kicks or just walking or just doing whatever. Put your shit on it. Put your stamp on it. Because everybody walks to the ring. Everybody slams people. Everybody does suplex. Everybody punches. Everybody kicks. Everybody does headlock. How do you do that to put your stamp on it? How do you do it to you? How do you do it that'll make a simple ass headlock instead of just grabbing somebody and sitting here like this, because that's not entertaining. Talk to the people. Do something to them. Do something that makes them get, you know, believe what's going on here. You know, that will entertain them. That's what you have to do. Because every same moves. How big can you do it better than the guy that just did it? You know, and don't ignore people either. You know, if they're yelling at you one way or another, You don't have to tell them to sit down and shut the fuck up. You don't have to do that. All you literally have to do is walk over, and it's just a stare at your presence, of the way you look, the way you move. We'll tell them everything with this. This is what WWE sells now. This face. You can tell everything that's going on. I can tell the people, when you get in front of WWE crowds, they ain't just right here. They're way, way, way up there. They're in the rafters. So how do I make those people enjoy it just as much as the guys or girls sitting in the front row? It's got to be bigger. You know, and once you start, you'll find once you start kind of connecting with people in the front, whether good, bad, or they don't know you, they ain't seen you never in your life. But if somebody says something to you, just answer them. So many people, I see it every single day. They'll come down, heel, babyface, people be with them, and they won't say shit. It'll be like, whoa, what the fuck? Yikes. Why? Why? I just don't understand it. Because they're so used to coming out here, and I've got it, what I'm supposed to do out here. I'm supposed to wrestle him. So me and him are just going to wrestle each other. If you guys follow along, good luck. Bullshit. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's just, you know, I know I'm saying the same shit, but I'm trying to make that sink in. That's a big part of this, and that's my part of it. You know, my part is to entertain people, get them involved. And it's as easy as walk down here and somebody says you suck and you go. Just stand there and look at them. Because once that guy says it, everybody in here, if you acknowledge him, everybody in this building will do it. They'll follow right along. Whether they know you're not, but you're here and they're there. You're here where they want to be, and they're there. So once you acknowledge them, he'll lean over to his wife and go, I got it. No, you didn't. I got you without you knowing it. And then I got you to get him. Then I got him to get her. Then I got her to get them. Then I got them all the way around. And I did my job and I didn't say shit. Now the work in here gets really easy. Then it's a cakewalk. Then all I have to do is, if I'm a heel, get beat up, and then when I put the fucking brakes on him, I just jumped out of a fucking telephone booth. I'm Superman. Then when you give it back, you're all over the place. It's simple. It's 101 wrestling, and it works. It works. It'll work every time. Whether it's then, now, attitude era, wherever. Doesn't matter. It works. It works if you do it right. We as wrestlers, and you know, we get in here and think that, you know, we have to do something bigger than what we saw on TV. We have to do more. It's always more, more, more. You'll never see me come out. I never leave my fucking feet. But I'll have more than anybody. And that's not, and there's other guys like that too. I just talk about me because I'm here and they're not. But you just don't, there's ways to do it without doing all that stuff. If you have it in your arsenal, sure, throw it in there. I'm not talking when there's two people in here, jump off this top and hit the floor and everybody moves and makes you splatter on the floor. You know, make it count. You know, and I'm not saying don't work if there's only two people here. If there's two people that paid, those are two people that come back next time. You know, you'll hear that shit too. Ah, there's only 10 or 5 people out there. I ain't doing shit. Bullshit. That's just chicken shit out. Work. That's what you do. It only makes you better. The time you get in here, it only makes you better. You know, work on those 5 people that are here. So then when there's a bigger crowd, then you know what to do with bigger crowds. You know. So you guys got any questions? Yes.
What started you in the business?
Don't ask that. Nothing. I never watched it, never liked it, couldn't give 2 flat rats ass about this shit. I thought it was the funniest shit ever I saw in my lifetime. It was. And then I just got lucky. I had 2 guys that I grew up with, Ron and Don Harris. You guys probably, if you ever watched Ron and Don Harris, 2 big twins. They were mountain guys and they were bikers. And they came and got me at a gym when I came back from California. I went to this gym that a buddy of mine that I grew up with, and they happened to be in there and asked me if I wanted to try it. And I laughed my ass off. I thought it was the funniest shit I ever heard. And then I went with them, they beat the shit out of me for 4 hours. I loved it. Loved it. I said, and then after about 6 months of them coming into town about once a week and beating the shit out of me, that's all they did was beat, and I mean beat the shit out of me. I don't mean this training shit where they showed you shit, they just beat me up. I loved it. And after about 6 months, I put the brakes on and went, this isn't what I see on TV. This isn't close. I don't see them guys getting beat up at all. And then I just kind of got into it. Then they went, okay. Back then, it's a lot different. I mean, you pay dues. I mean, you get your ass whooped, you get punched in the face, you get kicked in the nuts, they fuck with you. A lot different than now. Now it's a little bit better format. At least you learn. You know, back then you just get in there and get your ass kicked, and if you stayed, okay, we'll show you. But not the first time. It was a few times you get your ass whooped. Then I just fell in love with it, and then just started doing it, and it was, you know, right up my alley, and it's been good to me. Part 7.
You answered my question already. I was just, you said it wasn't something you were passionate about when you were younger and whatnot, so I just want to know how you were able to stay focused and, and deal with the workload and, stay true to it, knowing it was something that you weren't always passionate about.
I just can't, I got into it. I mean, once I did, well, I'm just that type of person, once I set my mind to do something, I'll do it. I just do it, and do it to the best that I can do it, and then when I'm good at it, I quit. This I never got good at. This I never quit learning. I mean, I learn all the time. I still learn all the time. Been doing it for 23 years. Still learn, love it, love doing it. I mean, I can't hardly even get out of bed, but fuck, I can't wait until my fucking blood finally starts flowing so I can actually move around. But I love it. It's been good to me. You know, I've been around the world a couple times, got paid for it, got to entertain people. I like showing off in front of people. I do. I like being center of attention, and this is the place to do it. This is it. If you were the class clown, they said, this is it. You get to be completely somebody else. Of course, people out there don't know the other person that you're, the regular person. You know, they know the TV guy and the guy that's in here. They don't know. You know, they don't know me personally. You know, but it just grew. I mean, the more it was a constant learning, and it just kept getting. The more I learned, the more I got. I wanted to learn. I was a sponge. I mean, I couldn't sit and listen to enough shit. Then, of course, I couldn't absorb it all. You know, but I just kept. Every time the old timers or somebody was talking, I'd be like, just trying to listen to what they're saying. You know, because even old timers, even a little bit of what they obviously it worked because, you know, they're the ones that, you know, we have to follow in their footsteps. Although the attitude era was a little easier, you know, because virtually nothing we did was wrong. You know, had a little bit more leeway than they do now. But it's still the same. You just can't make girls take their tops off and shit now.
What's been the hardest part of the business for you?
Probably being away from my kids and stuff. You know, now I have one that's in law school, it's 21, and one that's 18, fixing to turn 18 in a week and a half. You know, he's fixing to go to college, so being away from them, that's the hardest part. You know, but that's in anything. You know, it's just whether I wanted to put it all on the line and let them have the life that I wanted them to have. You know, if we have kids, we all want them to be better than I was. You know, at least that's how it is for me. I want them to be. They were never, ever, was this an option? Never, ever, ever an option. It's just a try. I mean, when I first got hired, I mean, I was extremely lucky. I never did any of this independent stuff, none of it. Went straight. I did a little shit here and there, but it was literally there. I was there. We had a tryout, me and Bart had a tryout and hired right on the spot. You know, they said they were going to send us home and do vignettes and have us do dark matches. We went home that like on a Wednesday morning. That's when we were doing 3 days of TV. Went home on a Wednesday morning, got a call Thursday night. They needed us on the road. I was on 21 days straight, drunk as hell every single night. And I never drank that much, but you know, when Henning and Taker and all those guys take you out nowadays, you don't. Then back then you didn't say no. You know, the first 3 years I was in the business, I never paid for anything. And was hammered every night. And that's not glorifying that. That's just the way it was. That's the way it was. You know, they say you're the new guys and you're going. And then I was home for 3 days and back out for 46. Back then we were on the road all the time, you know, and my kids, my oldest was just born, about a year old, you know. So that's the hardest part. Just being away from them.
Would you let your kids in the business?
No, not allowed. I mean, not that I have a say-so now that he's 21. They never wanted to do it. I took them with me once in a while when they were younger. And every time my wife got my ass, I'd take her too, and that'd break her that real quick for about 2 years. So, no, it's just, I just don't want, it's too much. It's too much traveling, too much, you know, it's just, you're never home. I mean, you know, plus they're pretty smart. So, you know, they never wanted to do it. They just never had a passion to do it. You know, they kind of see what, you know, when you're that deep how I was, they kind of see all that and they go, that ain't me. Anybody else? All right, what do you guys go? Yes.
I just wanted to know if there was anything like that you didn't accomplish that you would have liked to accomplish.
Like being world champ or something like that?
Anything like
Is that what you're hitting around
well,
for?
I mean, is there you know, a certain person that you know was up and coming that you didn't get to work with, and you know?
I always wanted to work with Kurt Hennig really bad, but he was kind of the last of his run when I got there, and I was in a tag all the time. So I mean, I worked him once, but it wasn't, you know, a 3 or 4 minute thing. You know, him, Sean, I've worked twice, but then nothing that was mounted to anything. But because he's the best there is, best everything there is, from top to bottom, from entertainment to about everything. He's it. You know. So, and those are the kind of guys you want to work with. You know, so, but yeah, really Kurt, you know, I thought he was excellent. So, anything else?
How has the business changed for the better and for the worse since you got involved?
I think oh shit. I think for the not for the worse, it's just they put a little bit more, they're a little handcuffed, I think. You know, I don't know because I'm not there anymore, but to me, when you watch the product, they're a little handcuffed maybe. Unless they're just, you know, unless, it's a different breed now than when we were hot. Gee, for God's sakes, we were doing everything that we were told every single night not to do something, we'd go right out there and do it. That was just then. Now that I think, you know, I think I think wrestling, the wrestling part has gotten a little bit better. You know, that kind of, a couple guys are, you know, a little entertaining, you know, but I don't think it's as entertaining, you know, because I just don't think there's enough big stars. You know, Cena, Orton, Triple H, whenever he cracks out, you know. So, I guess what we can do is work if you want to. If you guys got something you want to work on, or you guys just want to kind of get in here and play around, and I'll tell you what's, in my opinion, is not going to fly and what's not, you know. But now what the, you know, the things are, the thing is, if you want to get up there, you have to have something different. You got to be different. You know, we all can't be Shawn Michaels, we all can't be Triple H's, we all can't be Undertakers, you know, we can't be John Cena's. You can be you, but I gotta be able to make money off of you, you know. The key things, if you make other guys look good, you'll have a job for a long time. Look at Ziggler. He put a broomstick in there and make that look good. You know, he's just a guy, he's fun to watch. He's fun to watch, he's just, it's making other guys look better than they are. You're worth more and you'll stay longer for that. You know, if you can just do things like that. It's a small thing. It's all, they're not big things, they're all little things. Little things that guys do that keep you around long. It's the only reason I was there for 14 years, because once I was done with my thing, it was just whoever they wanted to move, they put them with me. I didn't have a problem with that. Paycheck was still the same every Friday. You know. So we don't keep win-loss records here, you know. So it means shit to me. What means something to me is how it went. I ain't gonna remember the win or loss. I remember how many matches. You know, this is fake. In case everybody's in that realm that we have to win every time we get in here. That means nothing. And it really doesn't. It It's what you do to get there. It's how good it is to get there. You know? Good?
One more, sorry. Besides, you might have already answered it with people mapping out their matches, but what's your biggest issue with independent wrestling?
Telling me that you can do a lot more than you can. I'd rather you tell me I ain't ever stuck. If me and you are going out there and you tell me you've been in the business for 10 years and you can do anything that I call out there, and the very first thing I do, let's lock up and you can't do it, take a good look at that. Because that's the rest of the match you'll see. Stomping the dog shit out of you. No, it's just, I mean, just be honest. It's easier to work with guys if you're honest. That's the biggest thing in indie shows is 10 years to me is 10 years to them is not 10 years to me. 10 years to me is you're working all the time. 10 years to them is they work once a month, maybe twice a month at most. So you're still a little green to me, you know. But if you just, you know, and when you kind of talk about, okay, we'll go to whatever, you know, just listen, we'll be fine, and you don't know, you know, their ass from a hole in the ground. I'd rather know that back there, so when I get out here, I don't go, oh, Jesus. You know what I mean? Just be honest. That's all you gotta do is be honest. If they tell you, I'm gonna take this, go, I'd rather not. Can we go somewhere else? And if they can't, they suck too. Don't do something that you're uncomfortable with. Just because I come in and say, hey, I'm gonna set you on the top turnbuckle, I'm gonna crawl to the ceiling, I'm gonna chuck your ass off of it. Don't say, okay. Because once we get out there and do it, you ain't going. And me moving you around is not gonna work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just tell them, no, I don't, you know, you don't go, far, I ain't doing that shit. Just say, no, I don't feel comfortable doing it, or I can't do it. I ain't never done that, and I'm not gonna start tonight. You know, and that's simple, that's it. I mean, they'll do that. I mean, if you guys haven't already run into that, where you know, go over stuff and you come out here and they can't do none of it. They can't do shit. And by no means do I do a bunch of shit, but if you can't do what I call, you're in bad shape. But I'd rather know that back there than out here, you know. Then you're covering all kinds of shit up out here. That don't, you know, it's not doing me any good to fucking stomp your guts in. You know, that's not being tough. That's just doing, I'm not going to let you do anything. If you can't do that, you're certainly not going to get heated. You're not going to do anything to me. I'm fragile. I'm fucking fragile. So, you know, and that's, you know, that's it. Just be honest. That's it. Because I can't even walk to the ring. Okay, we can work with that. I can. You can. You just got, you know, you just got to be well-rounded. Got to be ready and be ready for anything and everything.